Hi, it is meditation matrix discussions or sharing time again. So last week, there is a really fun discussions between me and many meditations friends. Some are old timer in meditations, and the hot topic is digital medicines. Meaning some days later, some years later, the family doctor will be able to prescribe what type of APP you're going to use every day as a medicines. Okay. So one thing come up from this is on the topic of mindfulness meditations, curing sickness or healing sickness, or handling the stress or anxiety, whole kind of stuff. So many friends ask me, so do I believe that mindfulness meditations can heal sickness and handle anxiety or stress? Okay, and my reply to them is, I neither believe nor not believe. Let's look at facts, what is going on. Okay, now let's take a case, for example, anxiety. Okay, anxiety, as we know, there are at least three root cause. Number one root cause is a long term of unresolved problem or issue. Something we don't like, but we don't let it go. Something we do not know how to resolve. Okay, so or something we hold the grudges. Okay, so the mind is keeping spinning. Okay, keeping spinning, and it always come up when we do certain thing and so forth. So it is a type of anxiety. After a while, it become a habit of keeping the thought is keeping thinking in the background. That's one type with which I understand. The second type is, heaven know what is the reason that people believe in something so-called multitasking. In past about 2-3 decades, people believe in something called multitasking, meaning that one person doing a few things at the same times. Well, what I know is among my friends who has a deep, strong calmness, they can do that. They can listen to you or to somebody's talking and do other thing. Okay, they are doing their stuff, but you talk to them and then they can comment back. Okay, there are people like that, but most of us can't do it. So we struggle. Okay, and many of us in high tech, in software, in IT business, where you have so many things going on, then we try to multitask, and after a while, you get into a mindset of or habit of, if we don't do multitasking, it feels unnatural, it feels insecure, or something might go wrong if we don't multitasking. Okay, so that is the second type. The third type is, the first type and the second type, after a long term, it starts to influence the body, the physical body. Okay, it starts to influence the physical body. And so the physical body is having this this habit or practice, whatever you want to call it, that it always doing those anxiety, worry, and thinking, and multitasking, and all this thought spinning around. Okay. So that is after a long time of the multitasking and unresolved stuff, so it got to the body. So in my understanding, what I know, there are 3 types like that. When one get into the body get influenced, okay, and it will cause what? It will cause digestion problem, because the mind is keeping spinning. The what do you call it? The stomach getting issue. Okay. Now, so can mindfulness meditations correct that? Correct this 3 type of stuff? Well, we need to be careful. Again, the calmness and awareness map. Okay, we need to know those so-called anxiety happen, either it's happened on this. Okay, they say, for example, this is calm unit 1, calm unit 2, negative unit 1, negative unit 2. See where the anxiety happen. If it is over here, well, you probably sit down, you can handle it. But if we got it into the 3rd type, where it influences the physical already, then you get the dust here. And when it get into it here, okay, which is between 1 and 2, okay, so it get into this area between 1 and 2, it get the physical, then one have a tough time, because say if it's happened between the calmness of 0 and 1, if you do a mindfulness meditation, or you sit down and so forth, you still be able to do correction and so forth. But if it's here, it's influence the body already, this is negative 1, negative 2, then the mindfulness meditation will no way be able to do anything of that. In fact, when for example, when we are getting really into this worries and so forth, if one force oneself to sit down, that will even create a diminishing return to make it worse. Okay. So for example, if it's a guy who is at this negative 1 anxiety, if you ask him to walk under the sun, okay, walk under the sun with everywhere, have a trees and so forth, walk under the sun. Compare with you say, well, you could sit down there, sit for meditation, okay? See which one is more effective. Obviously, if you sit down there, you could get diminishing return, which is make the thing worse. Okay. So you need to know where one is located in this calmness awareness map as here. Okay, as this tools which is I present here. Okay. No kidding. You need to know where it is. You cannot say, oh, one thing fit all. Okay, one solution fit all. And let's look at the so-called common mindfulness meditation techniques or meditation techniques. Usually there's the breathing, there is the body scanning, there is the visualization. Okay. Now, let's say we are in the -1 area here. The body is PT, over here is PT stress already, or PT unsettled, the body. Okay, it's get to the body already. Is it that easy to do pay attention to your breathing? Okay, or it will cause suffocate. Is that easy to do body scan, or it cause really tense up? And if you say you want to do visualization, is that easy to do visualization here? At here, you know, like for example, we assign, like the other day, we assign, here is 25% stress, this is 0% stress. Okay, so this is 50% stress, and this is 75% stress, this is 100% stress at 2, okay? So let's clean it up here. So 1, 2, -1, -2. Now say this is 25% stress, this is 0% stress, this is 50% stress or 50% anxiety, and this is 75% anxiety, and this is 100% anxiety, this -2, okay? Or you can look at it as a stress or anxiety. If you are at 25% stress, up to 50%, well, you want to sit down, you want to visualize doing anything, it's okay. But when you are here, when the body is already disturbed, how easy is that? Not to mention about this so-called visualization, okay? Or this visualization stuff. Okay, let me share with you one thing. So what is visualization? What is visualization? Okay. Well, people say, well, you visualizations. You think of something and so forth. There's a problem there, a serious problem. The problem is most people thinking meditation, who think that meditation is about mind, head, brain. If you look at, you ask them, okay, or you do meditation, say, you know, thinking that this is about thinking and so forth. If you ask one person to talk about visualization, and you ask another one to talk about visualizations, they all will tell you different things. Especially one thing, which is really critical, is the intensity of your so-called visualization or your attention. So equally, if you say, I want to scan my body, I want to visualize, okay, now ask the question, okay, which is usually people don't ask, is how much intensity do you use for that? For your visualizations or for your scanning of your body? Now, we know that if you use too much attentions, then one get into the stress state too, okay? So you got this problem, okay? You get 10 people, you say, well, visualize this. But 10 people have 10 different type of intensity of attention. And how the world people know which attention to use? So you have 10 people down there, and 10 people have different result. Or maybe you say, well, at least 50%, say for example, 50% ideally have the same, using the same type of intensity of attention, and 50% do not have. Then you know 5 will get it and 5 will not get it. So this is a serious problem. Not to mention, so we say, well, what is visualization? Well, what is visualization? Well, let me share with you what is visualization. Visualization actually is imaginations. And it is not quite the imagination like if I ask you to say, now let's imagine the sky is yellow in color. The sky is yellow in color. Imagine that. Okay? It's not quite like that. the imaginations or the visualization is actually as if I say apple. I just mentioned apple. In your mind right away you have a picture or a three-dimensional apple there, which you don't even use the intensity, a lot of intensity or attention. Apple, well, apple, I know apple, you know apple. It is that level of intensity of attentions and the imagination that is the visualization. And if you compare with, like apple, and imagine or visualize the sky is yellow, you can know that when you imagine sky is yellow, you use more strength or more intensity in attention than you say apple. Well, apple, your mind have an apple, you can right away apple come up. So if this is not settled, okay, what is visualization is not settled, like quantized and really accurately say what it is. The intensity of attention is not really clearly describe what it is. How the world people can get repeatable result? Because today I might visualize one way with one intensity, tomorrow I'll visualize the other way. You just cannot control that, okay, or have a consistent practice. So it's hopeless, okay? Not to mention one thing. In chapter 7, chapter 7 here, the energy neural chapter, I have put this how the channel flow, the direction of the channel flow. Okay, this one. If you get a dummy this way, you can figure out what I wrote in that in the book, that the yin channel, the yang channel, how they're supposed to flow. Now, if the visualizations is in reverse of that flow, okay, that they are a rule, a natural way of flow, that if it's in reverse of that, that's looking for trouble. That is looking for trouble. Why do I know? Well, let's go to read the 1,000 years of Chinese big data, okay, in their traditional Chinese medicines and meditations. Read that. If they reverse the flow of the channel, what happened? Okay. Not to mention, as I show it here too. Okay. People who have high blood pressure, if you say, well, visualize warm come out from your feet, travel up or dissolve all the stress, going to the neck, going to the head, you dead. Okay? Because in the big data of the Chinese history, it's known that people with a high blood pressure, if you pay attention to the head, or pay attention to your nostrils, to pay attention to your breathing, you get the energy neural or the qi or the channel flow on top of the head that can cause dizziness and can cause the rise of the blood pressure. Okay? It's in the big data. So with all of this, okay, if we do not know how to visualize, what exactly is visualized, if we do not know the intensity need to be used to scan our body or to visualize, if we do not know what is proper or not proper according to the channel, how are we going to supposed to get result or repeatable result, even for the same person? Because you have this parameter of, so what is the visualization mean? What is the intensity which you need to use? And what is the flow? There's 3 parameters there, okay? And so you say, well, go doing visualization, but if I didn't tell you these 3 parameters, we did not get it clear. That means we don't know this process. This is trouble, okay? Now, so with all these parameters unknown, can we, try to use the so-called one-size-fits-all meditations without all these 3 parameters described clearly to manage stress, manage anxiety, manage or cure the sickness? And as we know from the beginning, we say that even as the anxiety, okay, maybe this is just because something unsettled. Maybe I fight with my wife and I get so pissed for 5 days, and then the comes out, and when I think something, it's comes out, and then I get every worry and everything. Okay, those type of thing. Probably I can dissolve it if I just calm down and do some mindfulness meditations, counting my breath, or those kind of stuff. But when it get into my body, it's already influenced my body. Do you think by thinking something, visualize something, can influence this body? Well, the logic is this. If one is worried or multitasking, it takes, say, months to get to the state that it get into the body, it disrupt the body, okay? Now, how long do you think it needs to reverse it? And can one reverse it? How long do you want to practice a meditation to reverse it? If it is caused by, say, 100 hours of this unsettled and get mad and what do you call it, multitasking to get to influence the body, and then right now you say, well, I want to do a mindfulness meditation to reverse it, then you need to do 100 hours or more. Or you think that, oh yeah, I just go do 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes mindfulness meditations, I can handle that. Well, the issue right now is because you get to the physical body already. And so, like I mentioned here, right? In the 4-layer model, you already get from the mind down to the physical. Now your mind, do you think mind can over metal when it is already disrupting the physical? You can. So meditation is never just a mind or thinking or have some more room kind of stuff. It never is like that. Okay? Now, that is the way how we reason with it, we logic with it, we use scientific to understand, okay? Common sense. Now, if we use ancient scripture, okay, to really see what it is, can this so-called mindfulness meditation and so forth, Buddhist meditations handle this stress and so forth? Well, let me pull out a 1,500 years meditation practice, which is very systematically, okay? And I want to show you this because most people don't know this exists. And however, this is a very influential scriptures or practice document on meditations, on samatha and vipassana in past 1,500 years of China. This is the mainstream stuff, okay? Formal educations. Those educations, okay, which is belong to the Tian Tai school of Chinese Buddhism, Tian Tai school. Even the Zen patriarch Xu Yun, he's trained in that. He's trained in Tian Tai school, okay? Actually, he got grind by one of the monks, the high monks of the Tian Tai school when he was young. The monk tell him, if you want me to teach you, stay. If you don't want, you go, you can go away. Okay? And Xu Yun, the Zen patriarch or the Chan Pratik of the China, well known. Okay, you can go Wikipedia to search for that. Xu Yun. Learn from him. Okay? So let's look at this. So this document is named as Xiao Zhi Guan. Xiao Zhi Guan. Xiao means junior, okay, junior, beginner, okay. Zhi is samatha, Guan is vipassana. So this exists, and it have here, it have 10 chapters from beginning to attain or to achieve, okay, have 10 chapter. The 6th chapter is talking about the vipassana, the training of the proper training of the vipassana and the samatha and vipassana. This chapter 6. Chapter 9 is talking about healing, treatment. What happened when you meditate and when you get into a problem, how to fix it, how to help it, how to heal it, how to avoid it, which is chapter 9. Okay, so this is the monk, the Buddhist monk who wrote that book. Go check it, okay, who he is. Now, so chapter 9 is about healing sickness and so forth, right? If so-called mindfulness can heal diseases and so forth, handle this and handle that, why is that the chapter 9? He trained monks with this. In fact, many Zen patriarch trained in this. This is meditation, samatha, vipassana, okay, and the Chinese make it really systematically, okay? Why? So there's a question here based on reality and evidence. Today there's many about this scanning, pay attention to breathing and all these things. Are they really Buddhism's meditation practice? Are they really samatha and vipassana? You're surprised to find it. A lot of them are creations of past 30 years. Okay? If you want to go for real, this thing. Okay? Now, I can show you this. The Chinese, this is the junior Xiao Zhi Guan, is the junior samatha vipassana. They make a book, this Xiao Zhi Guan Junior Samatha Vipassana, with what? This Shi Nian Zhu. What is this? Satipatthana, okay? Satipatthana, okay? So, Second. Okay. So there's Satipatthana, okay? You can see better there, Satipatthana. So the Chinese is actually practice the junior Samatha Vipassana with Satipatthana. Okay? They have a really good foundation on that. And so let's get into the chapter 9 of the junior Samatha and Vipassana. This is chapter 9 of it. You know what is this? This is what today somebody call it the sixth healing sound. Sixth healing sound is not as what people think today, and most of people don't get it on the especially on the West about the sixth healing sound. Okay, now, so sixth healing sound in the Chinese Buddhism, when you practice Anapanasati, they often practice the sixth healing sound before they start the Anapanasati. Okay? So what is this sixth healing sound about? Sixth healing sound is actually not sixth healing sound. The sound is actually for the beginner when they want to check you whether you do it properly or not. The so-called sixth healing sound is actually deep breathing, which is making use of the diaphragm, the diaphragm to massage, to targeted massage the internal organs. They can target, say for example, the liver, the heart, the stomach, the lung, the kidney. Okay, they use the type of sound. Okay, the sound, the type of the mouth and the tongue, the type of the mouth and the tongue handling, with the movements of the diaphragm in the deep breathing to massage. Think about it like massage different organs of the body. Okay, so for example, the sound who is stomach, and you need to know how to handle the tongue and the deep diaphragmatic breathing, so that you be able, when you say the sound, actually you don't make any sound, you can massage, you can feel it, massage the stomach. Or if you make a little sound, you can feel the vibrations at the organs. This is scientific stuff, okay? Anybody want to do the experiment in any university, contact me, okay? I show you how to do it because I process it, I do a process modeling already on that thing, okay? So, back to this Samatha Vipassana. If the usual, what we call the mindfulness meditation can do the job, why is Grandmaster Zhi Yi, who wrote the Junior Samatha Vipassana, including this part or so-called six healing sound, which is from the Chinese traditional medicines or Taoists, bring that, put into the Buddhism's training. So at that time, at 1,500 years ago, you know, a little before the Tang Dynasty, people are really open-minded, like today's America, you know, like Silicon Valley, they pretty scientific. So you see this this monk 至于 okay, check on him. Okay. Imported the Chinese traditional Chinese medicine or Taoism way of healing up into Buddhism to help the practice of samatha and vipassana. This is real Buddhist training. That's why I say even the Zen patriarch trained in this Tian Tai school. Check it. Xu Yun, the Zen patriarch. Okay? So, based on the ancients and based on the modern, we know what is the reality of the so-called mindfulness meditations. We know the reality. We know what it can do, what it cannot do. And based on this map, and based on this, the flow, we can really predict what's going on. Okay? So this is to share with you today. And for me, I think it is good if there's a digital medicine, but FDA better do a good job on this, okay? Because as 1,000 or 1,000 years of this Chinese big data of this Buddhist and Taoist and all this practice, there's a lot of things you can see, the pattern, the insight. If you fit in the artificial intelligence or the machine learning, you can see. With the algorithm, you can see the pattern. Okay? So this is to share with you today. So I don't like to say, yes, it can do the job, or no, it can do the job. It's because there's so many variables there. And also, if we want to talk Buddhist, real Buddhist, then we better talk real Buddhist. Not I create something and then today I'm guru, I claim myself as guru, as monk, as whatever. Do not following this stuff. That is trouble. Because it's not even Buddhism. Okay? So this is for you today. Okay? Let's deal with the facts. Because we humans need those facts. We cannot believe in some kind of superstitious. The Chinese definitions of superstitious is this. If one following or mimicking a teaching without understanding what is going on, that's called superstitious. If one critiques something without really knowing what it is, that's also called superstitious. That is the Chinese teaching. Okay? So for me, we better know what is going on. So we judge things objectively, scientifically as what it is. And the reason I wrote this, okay, and if you notice in page 9, the name 知意 is here. Okay? So this is say that essential of practicing calmness and insight. That's the English way usual translations of the junior samatha and vipassana. Okay, so this book is referred from that, and that is why the four layer models and the there's a 6 area of concern, 6 areas of concern. If you read that 1,500 years scripture, you can see the areas of concern is there. So I didn't make it up. I just summarize the thing, because we in the West or even in Asia today, very rare we read those ancient stuff. Okay, so this is for you today.